Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Hello. Hello. Is that working? Is my audio working? I don't think it is. Is it? Oh, hey, yeah. He said, yep. Tron Swanson. Nice. I'm just loading up this stream real quick on YouTube, and then we'll get down to some business. What am I doing today? Oh, let me turn that down. Full loud. Okay, but it sounds like it's good. That looks great. Let me check if Discord's doing okay. Oh my gosh, what's going on with Studio? Oh. Oh, why am I connected to that? Uh-oh. Did I disconnect? The poor. Okay, that works. I think that's a little bit better. Okay. Test, test. All right. It was a little laggy. All right. Oh, gotta get my head on. All right. So today is I gotta do some upgrades. I think I'm gonna release the worm drive mod because I've done a few roasts on it, and yeah, so I got it running on a nice brushless motor. So I got the brushless motor going, and then I actually wanted to give it more power. So in terms of power, I mean, give it a new power supply. So got one of these. So this might look familiar to a lot of the Kaleido folks out there, but this is basically the power supply that usually comes with it. It's like a WX power supply. Yeah, nothing fancy. They're not like mean wells or anything. So this has I think it has a lot more amps. I'll say like 3 versus it's a 25 watts for the regular power supply in ours, and I think this is like a lot more. I forget the calculation. But yeah. So basically I'm just gonna swap out this and there, and then I should be done with the whole thing, and then I'll release the files so people can I guess upgrade it. So far I don't think my case is melted. But anyways, so this is what my V1 looks like right now. This is my somewhat tricked out V1. If I could pull it out. There we go. Can't pull it because of this part. Let me see if I could. I just got to remember how I plug this ESP32 in. Hold on. Let me take a picture. Yoink. All right. I'm going to disconnect this. So I'm going to take this case out. And then just see if it warped a little too much or maybe not too much. All right. So here it is in all its glory. A little janky, but There we go. So we'll take a quick tour. All right, so we have the worm drive motor. There. The worm drive motor's here, and then it has like a little heat sink. I don't think you need it, but might be a good idea to have it. The fans over here cooling it off. Then you just have all this other stuff in here. You got the PWM motor controller. Kind of don't need it if you want to hook it directly up to your ESP32 and have it use the PWM that way to control it. You could do it that way as well, but this one just allows like a manual control of the jump speed. This is like 90 rotations per minute. Then we have your this is a thermocouple. There's a I think it's the 6675 Max 6675 amplifier. So if you wanted to, you could I have a thermocouple as my exhaust probe right here, or that's my exhaust temperature probe. So it's there's a lot going on. I'm just gonna take this out. This is the shitty power supply that it comes with. It's like 30 watts or something low. So I'm going to change it up to this one. And it kind of fits right in the same area. It just has 3 amps versus, I don't know how many amps this is. I have to do the math. Not a lot of amps. Definitely not 3 amps. But because I needed to power this alone without like blowing up. We'll see. I'm also kind of curious if I'm going to melt the board. I don't know how many amps it's going to send to that fan. So we're going to see. That's the fun part. So I'm going to pull this out. I'm probably going to melt something or blow something up, so that's fine. Anyways, let's pull this out and make sure everything's unplugged, because I always have a tendency to leave mains wide open to kill me. So let me pull this out. So blue is neutral. I think it's called neutral, and then red is live. I just gotta remember that. Actually, I should write that down somewhere. Oh, there's like a little clip in these things you gotta like push in. Ugh. There you go. Good. Perfect. We'll pull that out. So red is live. Let me get my tools. Oi! So here. Oh. Has he? No. I'll be free to answer him. Or if you want to derail me and do something like on a V1 or a V2, let me know. Because this was pretty much my plan for today, was just to upgrade this thing, let it run another test and see how it goes. And because right now, to run this kind of, you need one of these. This is basically the 3D printed case. And I've just been testing how much it will hold everything and melt, and making sure that it's all pretty much copacetic. But I have to print out like ASA or ABS. So far, I let this run for like 200 degrees Celsius for about 30-40 minutes, and then it doesn't look like there's much melting going on, so we'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna cut this off. If you ever want to go back to this, you can always just buy more of these crimps, spade crimps. Get a little screwdriver, a little flathead. It's perfect. These Phoenix connectors are a little bit bigger. So what I say live was red? I think that's what I said. Live is red and blue is neutral. I have to swing this way. Swing it that way. There we go. Oh, was it gonna fit? Thought it was gonna fit. me to make this a little bit cut in right here. I'll probably have to cut through there. Put the wires in through there, then I'll get some Wagos out here. Wago, Wago, Wago. Oh, it's just a jumble of wires. So this was all ground. This is all voltage. Okay. Ah. All right. So now I got to just put a Wago here. I think I gotta redesign this. Cut this out a little more. And make that section out. I'll cut that section out, and then I will, just so the wires could just get in there nicely. Yeah, I'll cut that part in. Wire should go through there. Let me go ahead and get some Wagos. Where did I put those Legos? There they are. Okay. Positive, negative DC, so I'll use these Wagos. That's what I mean by Wagos. Little things you can distribute power with. This looks like wire management hell. I'm gonna just trim the tops. Maybe get a tool belt or something. Nope. That's all the wires that go to the controller board. Put that in the back. Oh, I'm gonna have to move that. And I'm gonna have to move that too. I'm gonna make this hole bigger. I have a hole here, but to bring out that hole a bit more. Anyways, I'm gonna bring this wire through. Oh man, I designed it a little too. I didn't realize I made it a little too close. That would go on switch offset over there. I don't want to pull on that too much. It's already. I wanted these wires to be thick, but I didn't forget to. I should have designed this out a little bit more on this wall. Pretty much, I got to bring this wall out. I really wanted to fit this in. And I need to put side things to hold this in place. So yeah, I would have to go down this wall. Okay. Redesign. This is working okay. That's fine. Okay. Got it. Take some pictures. Always have like no time to do CAD, so well, I get to do these fitment tests and then you do CAD. It's like the way it's not should be. So. Okay. That's good. That's good right there. Okay. Okay, redesign this. All right. Guess I gotta leave this first half. Sorry, just thinking. That's really just it. I'll have to work on that. The different design. Okay. We're gonna scrap this for today. Because late at night at 2 o'clock in the morning, it looked like a good idea, but I forgot to realize that these are going to shoot out. I could just cut out the whole wall. Yeah. I guess I can. Step 1, buy sharp shears. 2, don't break everything. There we go. Just gonna move this real quick. And this is a little bit shorter than that board, so I gotta bring these mounts out a little bit further. These should fit just fine. That's coming, so I gotta fix that. Okay. So it's out this way. That looks like it fits. This powers the board. Whoa. And then, oh, here they are. Okay. So you put one set of these on here. $33. If I was being good, I'd put Wagos at the end of these, or ferals ferals on these, furries, ferals on these. Now this is gonna act like a little distribution place. You could put your power up certain things. Wrong. Do this one right here, red to red. And these will just be constant 24 volts. Just in case. One part is finding a place for them. That goes there, that's here. I should just snip this wire. This is the brushless motor, so this wire is the Hall monitor. It's the Hall effect one or something. There's supposed to be some kind of magnet in there that calculates rotation. It's not that accurate, and I was making it harder than I had to, trying to code in like how many RPMs I was spinning, and I couldn't figure it out, so I just gave up on it. So I was trying to have it just do like a steady 50 RPMs, and it would just adjust the PWM accordingly, but that was a whole another pain in the ass. Okay, let's go cut these wires up. Living dangerously here. I need to get new strippers. This is all I did. Okay, yeah. Just making sure I knew that all these wires were going to. I need to find a new place to put these. Maybe. Wire management. Oh, most importantly, I gotta put this one. God. I just don't know how good of an idea it is to run this really powerful fan off of just this wire. Off of just one. But we're gonna do it. Let's go. I think that's everything. I just have to connect. Let's see if it all. Let's see all what happens. All right. If the stream cuts out shortly, it's because I tripped my power supply. I tripped my circuit in my garage. That happens frequently on this channel. One day I'll get a legitimate sub panel in here. Or not do stupid things where I trip my circuit. So I want to connect these to here, so let me get another Wago. Wago. Oh, there it is. Duh. Okay. He said convincingly. Famous last words. Let's see. Just double checking my fire. ACN is blue. Usually live is red. I guess I could confirm that. Hold on. Yep, live is usually red. All right, let's go see if we can let out the magic smoke. Okay. Okay. Not bad. Fans running. That's doing okay. Let's I didn't put my I didn't hook up the thermocouple in yet. I guess I could do that real quick. Here, let me just so you can see what it looks like. I still need to find a better place to put that thermocouple. All right. So on the plus side, nothing blew up. I'm still alive. Channel still running. We're good. Nope, no smoke. So we're fine. So let me look at this photo again. So we have a firmware now that has you could put like a Max 6675 thermocouple in here with that Max amplifier. I mean, so if you want, because this is a thermocouple right here that's in there. And I was just testing out if like exhaust temperature does anything for us. So far, I mean, it's I don't know how to extrapolate the information out of it yet. So but I need to do more roasts, look at it, see what happens, see if I can find any cool things that'll help. But so far, it's been like, nothing much. Nothing crazy yet. Always be something new. Get my little USB port. All right, let's plug this in here. And we'll plug this in here. And we're just going to test a few things out. Power supply is on, 24 volts. That's powered up. Let's connect my tablet to high beam and we'll check that out. Actually, I could do it from here. But I want to show you, so I should probably show it to you. There it is. All right. Let me plug this bad boy in. All right, I'm gonna put screen copy on and I'll switch it over to my tablet. Gonna freak out again. All right. Sometimes it doesn't like going through the hub. It's kind of irritating. Okay. Here we go. Allow. Right, two things will happen. Let's turn the fan on, go slow, right? Or I'll turn the fan on and smoke should be coming out of the board. My best guesses. But I will add this like a community version, Sky Command, BLE, blah, blah, blah. That's complete. Oh. So we should see temperature. See, because I didn't activate. Okay, so cool thing about the new high beam is you could do this, device settings, and if you add a thermocouple, it should go into the slot where ETs usually go, ET environmental temperature probe. So there's ET environmental temperature, I think is the first line, the first part of the protocol, and then the second part is the beam temperature. So you could hit that, and it should show two. So you got 20 and 19. So my environmental temperatures, that one. So and go. Nope. Heater works. Let's see if the fan works. Fan works. Now, cooling fan. Nope, did not work. Okay. I gotta just check if the wiring is all the way through, so I'm gonna unplug this. Give it a minute. Oh, really? I don't. Okay. This is my biggest gripe with this company is like they put a silk screen on and never follows the fucking silk screen. So, okay, let me go get my where is it? My multimeter. That really could have fucked my board up, but whatever. Actually, let me go follow the silk screen and let's flip this around. That's dumb. Because right now red is on negative and then positive is black. So they like to do things like that. I'm gonna switch it, see if it works. That should have probably killed my board, or at least killed the fan. Something bad should have happened, I guess. Guess I count my blessings. All right. Let's see. Let's go. Give it a minute. So the fan works. Well, the drum works. Let me unplug this. Check my wires. Oh, maybe that was it. There it is. Okay. Oh, 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 oh. Ah. All right, I'm gonna see if these probes work. So we'll do. Go. I'm gonna use my. I'm gonna use this to see if it's working. Around. Okay, just gotta make sure this part is. I'm just gonna verify which one is the correct color. One good thing I always have is a multimeter. because a lot of the times they do weird wiring things. Yep, it's reversed. God. It's definitely reversed. So if you like put red to red and black to black, usually it shouldn't be negative. It'll be positive. So I'm going to turn this off. Okay. So reset it again. All right, let's try again, shall we? Ooh, that's quick as fuck. Okay. Well, now it works. Christ. Okay, all right, we're good. Okay. Cool. All right, it all works now. So I got bean temperature, environmental temperature. I got the drum. It's working. It's variable speed. If you could zoom into it. Enhance. Enhance. You can kind of see it spin there. You don't have to get this controller either, like the controller that I purchased. It just makes install a lot easier, but you can actually hook it up to your ESP32 on 2 pins, and one would just be direction, where I think if you flip it to negative or something, it'll make it rotate a different direction. And then if you do, and then just PWM's the speed. The weird thing is, like, for this for the driver for this motor is weird, because usually you go fast when you go up to 255 PWM, whatever that is. But for some reason, 255 is 0 speed, and then full speed is 0. It's like the opposite. Well, it's the opposite of what I thought. I'm not sure how these how it usually works, but to me that's kind of weird, right? Like, you wouldn't want, yeah, you would think 255 is going fast, but no, 255 is stop, and then 0 is full speed. Oh, also, I wanted to replace this. Let me turn this off. So, one thing with this motor is it gets hot. And from what people are telling me, from what a lot of people are telling me, it gets up to like 100, like 100C pretty easily. And then actually 80C. 80 to 90 is when the driver tells the motor to stop running, or to slow down at least. So it's good to put like a heatsink on it. but something with some fins on it. This should have a fan on it, but it doesn't, so it's not that great of a heatsink. So go scoot back a bit. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this little metal heatsink piece on it, and that should cool it off faster. What the air does is whisk away at the fins, so it cools down the metal. The fins are what causes the to cool off. So I'm gonna pull this out. And I'm gonna add this one in, because this one has a little bit more fins, a little wider. And that, well, the air will blow, and that should cool it off a lot better, hoping. But we all hope for. But at the same time, this is also a little bit cheaper. This one has a lot of metal to it, but it doesn't have the fins, and that's the whole purpose of a heatsink, is to have those fins to cool off the metal. This one has more of those fins in there, so that should cool it off about faster. So yeah, that's basically it. But if I could do this all over again, I would probably just have everything ran through the ESP32 and not use a manual control. But if you do it this way, you have this manual control, you can actually still use the stock controller, which is probably one of the benefits of doing it this way, using like a separate little control board, because then you can still use your controller for those who really are into this controller. I'm not. I think it's a piece of shit, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, that's kind of like, if we were upgrading, this would be maybe the setup we would want. I still need more testing. Like, I want more testing on this case, but at the same time, it's not gonna get anywhere if I don't release it. So I'll probably release the CAD files tonight, so people could maybe print it out, ABS or ASA or PETG. Let me know how that goes. Honestly, I think this hopefully solves all the issues when it comes to the drum. But also get a big believer that I think the drum, if it had a fan on it, like the original drum motor, this one, I think it would work just fine. But what happens is you're getting over to what, 90 degrees Celsius. There's a little plastic gear in here that's going to eventually soften up, and the metal gears are just going to eat it. And what occurs is this. Just freely spinning. If you were to look at an original one, it shouldn't spin at all. And the only reason it's spinning is because those gears are all eaten, those teeth are all eaten up. Yeah, usually there's there's like a plastic gear, the main drive gear to go to the shaft is plastic, and that just gets eaten away. And there's also other ways you can control the motor. You do that. You could use one of these channel generators. That will work as well. All right, I'm gonna put this away. I need to button it up a little bit. I need to change CAD on this whole thing, but I actually might get rid of the thermal. I'll keep the thermocouple because I do want to keep monitoring this, but this will be kind of like the final setup. I'm gonna print out another one of these new coffins and put it in here and see how that goes. And this one held up pretty good too. So I'm gonna start using those instead of the drilling them in. Easier to put on, easier to put off, less invasive. All right, Let me put this away, and then we're gonna do the QB next. Oh, and here's our 25 watt power supply that comes with it. These are very cheap. You can actually buy the this one for like 20 bucks. It's the same kind of, I think it's the same spec as the ones that Kaleido uses. Let's see. This is the one that Kaleido uses. I don't know if you could see it, but it's in there. It's that. There's the power supply for it. It's pretty similar. They call them WX, I think is the supposed brand. Oh no, there's a little bit different configuration. Okay. I think it looks like the one on the Espresso Outlet website. But they're not like a Meanwell. They're not like a Meanwell power supply, so they're nothing crazy. All right, I'm gonna take this out. We're gonna move on to the Cubine because I got like 45 minutes. So let me button this up. I'll get it running later. All right. Oh, hi, Talau. Oh, hey, Mr. No One. How's it going? So here is the Cubine. Their little guy. A few changes occurred. One big thing is I've been trying to put a trier on this. So if I put the trier in, I thought this would be the most optimal spot. And I did that all based on like just fit. Like it fit there well, it fit well over there. But I didn't take into consideration oh, because usually he's out here. I didn't take into consideration this part. I should have. The probe is right there. As soon as you open this up, that cold air goes in, and then your ROR just like. So now I'm like, I gotta find a new spot. I was trying to find a new spot. So I'm using this as my guide, kind of figure out where I want to put this. So let me we'll take out the front panel. I'll take a peek at what our options are. So here's the NTC probe. I could pull this out if we need to, but I'll leave it alone. And pretty much you got to take these. There's just a few screws you got to take off. This one, this one. Sure. All these ones. Yeah, just those two. So and that just comes out like that. You can leave that there. A lot simpler than the V0 or V1. So now I'm taking my template, and while Talau's here, I'm gonna ask him where he thinks he should go. He's the fucking man. Or woman. Probably man. Like I thought about it here. But I think I could go in more. Maybe like right in there. I just have to get it like, hell, even there would work. Because the beans collect right over there. Thank you. I've been trying to work on my CAD skills. They're not great, but they're good enough. So the only thing is, if I put it here, then gets in the way of the well, I'm gonna screw this in real quick. We're gonna take a peek. I'm very close to releasing the template. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell they use, or what this is. There's like this metal piece. That's where the drum goes on, a little drum shaft. And I don't know what it is. It's some kind of flange. I can't find it on AliExpress. I think it's custom made. And when it's kind of like that, they're a little bit harder to get. We're just gonna put this on real quick. Okay. So I got to put the face on to get the real deal of holding it. Let's pull this out. Actually, let me take the door out and I'll put the door in as well. Yeah, I tried doing it like, I even just pulled it out a little bit, and it's just any kind of like movement on that area is really sensitive for the probe, which I thought was kind of weird. But yeah, like it would just drive, it would, it's because I think it's the proximity of the trier. Okay, I'm gonna take one screw out at a time. Okay, just making sure I didn't have a meeting. Oh, putting a trier in on the cubing. They didn't add one in, so now I guess we're just trying to put our own in. That's the fun part. Maybe that works better over there. Because the beans, I already tested this side, and the beans do go on there. And I think there's a less chance. Oh, there's another thing too, is like, I guess this gets superheated, and then the beans fall on it, and then it actually blackens a few of their sides because it gets so hot. Because when I don't have this on, there's less black beans. So it is catching on some side. And I think it's because it's like right in the mix of the bean mass, the center of the bean mass. So maybe if I put it this way, and all the beans that are flung over get stuck in the trier, better. But let me see. I'm trying my best not to have to custom fabricate like a one of these plates, although it's really easy. Just want to be able to make like a hole and then maybe use one of these. Hey, these are KF16 like vacuum flanges or some shit like that. Oh, this wire. Maybe I'll move that out. I don't want to cut it off. Okay. If I do it this side, this will go up. It won't really be in the way. I think it was in the way before. I thought the door was in the way. The door looks fine right there. I might just pull it up a little bit higher. Yeah, I would bring it up just a smidgen, a little bit higher. Oh yeah, the M1 light. I was curious, like when you hook it up to the USB, because it doesn't have a tablet, right? They took out the tablet. Okay, so then everything's over serial. So now I'm wondering if it's using the same protocol like it does before. Usually over Bluetooth, the M1 before was using like the TC4 protocol, or at least the modified version of it. So I was curious if they're just doing it the same way as that. Because we have like a mod that would literally do the same thing for that, where we'd be able to get like iOS devices on it over BLE. I guess one of the best ways, if you were to connect it to Artisan, I'll show you what that kind of looks like. Yeah. I think one of the fastest ways we'll know is if we do this, where you connect it like you normally would, and then you would go to, you would do the COM port, and then you would go to serial. And then serial will usually do this, where this kind of shows you what the TC4 protocol handshake is. So usually they do a CHAN 0100, and then a read hits, and then that's what this would kind of look like. I'm just not sure if they use that or they have some special protocol that they didn't want to share. Yeah, no worries, no rush. It's just with the V2, it's the same thing where it uses like what's it called, the classic Bluetooth. It doesn't use BLE, so we can't connect high beam with Apple devices. But honestly, they just need to do like, I don't know why they're lagging, not just doing like serial USB connection directly. That would just save everybody the headache. It's not like you're gonna take your tablet and like drop a deuce and watch your roast. So I don't know why they're really big on it being like low energy Bluetooth, like wireless for some reason. And I think it's been like a year now we've been telling him to do everything over like serial USB over like even on a Android tablet or to a computer. But they're kind of stuck on this it has to be wireless part. But I think future wise they're gonna do that eventually. I don't know. They're gonna roll it out whenever they want to roll it out. But yeah, I'd much rather it be a serial connection. Yeah, that's how you would know if it's like a TC4 protocol. or similar to. I'm just trying to see if they're doing some kind of special encoding and decoding, but it's expensive to do that, so I don't think they're going to do that. All right. I was going to ask Talau a question in terms of PID. I was just curious to see, like, if having a fan blowing in air, like an inlet fan blowing air, would that help, like, control, like, the whole, like, automatic, like, temperature control? I'm not sure. Everyone talking about how we should do, like, adaptive PID, and I'm like, oh, I don't know any of that stuff. But someone's arguing, like, if you put an inlet fan and then you use that to kind of prevent the beans from overshooting, that would need, like, a several PID control too. Like, I feel like we should have it at the same time. I don't just like roasting manually. I get people do want that type of control. All right, but for now, I am gonna I gotta drill another hole in this thing. Gotta drill it right over here. We're gonna bring it up a tad, maybe just up a notch. Ready? Piloted by BLE. Okay, an external fan piloted by. It could work with the PIDs. I feel like it's overly complicated with radiant heat roasters. I feel like maybe it's a lot easier with convection roasters because it's like you're just managing the hot air, right? You're not managing like the amount that's being absorbed and then how far it goes down into the bean. Which is why, I don't know, I feel like PID is just not the way to go. And I see people like adjusting their PID and they're getting close, but it's like I don't think it's working the way we're thinking it's working. I think it's being controlled by the, the probe than actual what's going on in the beans. If only Rubase would tell us what they do, because they got it down to a T for Rubase. They could like follow a profile without much issue, but I think they got a lot of other stuff. They got moisture meters. They got telemetry up the ass in there. We also have to spend like 10 G's to run one of their smaller roasters or whatever. Okay. That's it. So if I bring that hole up higher, I'm making another template. If I bring up that hole higher, then I could drill it into here and see how that goes. And I just got to cover up that other hole. 6, all right. I'm gonna pull this down. I'm gonna put this back in, and I'm going to maybe run a roast on this. So next revision, I am going to put a hole on this side, up a little bit higher, more towards the center. The beans usually fling over this thing. So actually, let's do it. I'm gonna put a 200 gram load in there without the heat and see how it goes. It shouldn't melt. I shouldn't have the heat on, so it should be fine. So I'll plug this in. Yeah, that works. So this is what I'm looking at. Ugh. So it looks like the beans do. Oh my god! Come on, don't be like this. I get the perfect angle. Yeah, it's getting in there. So I'm gonna switch the whole mount to the whole. I'm gonna switch the whole. Because yeah, then I could just pull it from here, there, drop it in, there. Yeah, beans are still getting in. Okay, I should have just did it there. So what I was saying, oh, let me turn this off. Stop. Stop, stop. Okay, anyways, so what I was saying was like, putting the trier here was negatively affecting the probe here, right? Because literally you pull this out, you get a rush of air come in, and it would just destroy your ROR reading. And a lot of people know that's like bread and butter for a lot of people. They don't want that happening. So I'm gonna put the trier port over this way and then move it up a little bit, just so it's not getting in the way of the door. Because I think last time I thought the door was gonna be in the way, so that's why I didn't opt for that position. But I think it'll be fine. Yeah, everything should be fine with that. So as it goes on top, I'm actually considering making like a making a few custom plates just so I'm able to play with it a little bit more. But I definitely want it on this side up a little bit more. I think I'm just for this because I'm a little confused about what this is. There's no bearing in here. I think it's just metal, and it's just a metal guide, and it's just, you know, kind of just scraping along. Maybe put a little bit of grease in there to make it move a little bit better, but other than that, it's nothing special. I think I might consider putting a flange bearing in too, but I'm just worried about the greases from the flange bearing going onto the beam. Or I could use a ceramic bearing, but then it increases the cost. So I think I'm just gonna do metal. Like I'm just gonna make it a straight hole, just enough for it to move, because it's not gonna get stuck. I just gotta measure out that hole a little bit better and make sure the fit's not too tight. It needs to be able to spin, because it literally looks like it's just metal on that. And I think it's like a 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter until 12 millimeter hole, I think. Also, the nice thing about this, I really like about the Q-bean, is the ability to, well, now I have all the stuff for it, but the ability to change the probe out really freaking easily. I don't know if you've changed the probe in a V1 or a V2, but this part right here is the most important part, because it like off to the side. It's just a pain in the ass to get to. But they were nice enough to kind of keep the probe placement the same, so it's a lot easier to replace the probe and put like a max amplifier if you wanted to. Like I have these RTDs. They fit pretty well. Same positioning, same mounting. So if you really wanted to get in the thick of things, you're able to put like a PT100 on here. You're just gonna buy 50 of these and they'll be affordable price. I ordered a lot. I use the same exact specs as the V1. The only thing of the difference is the probe length. I wonder if I could just put that out of it. Yeah, it's a lot longer. So the measurements are kind of weird, but I feel like the beans are like right there, and the mass of the beans are gonna just hit the tip of this, right? You don't have to go out longer. Yeah, we have options. I also have these in thermocouple options as well. I need to open a store. Yeah. In California taxes. Oh, hey, Repat. Who else is in here? Any people? Oh, Mr. No. You know, I'm always afraid that they're gonna make a change to the board, and like none of the ESP32 stuff's gonna work, and we'll have to get like level shifters. I was like, there's gonna be a revision to the board, and no one's gonna be. We're not gonna be able to plug in play a ESP32 anymore. So hold on. Well, I didn't roast today, unfortunately. Oh, perfect. Okay, so big dollar on EAF said they're still using TC4. So yeah, I think whenever we roll out the V2 fix, where, because as me and Todd noticed, like the Bluetooth on the V2 is complete shit. Like it drops all the time. For me, my other two units, it dropped a lot. It has issues with Mac. I don't know. It's not that great. But people still want to use high beam. So we made an adapter to do like a bridge. So our biggest issue was like the whole on the go thing. I didn't realize I had to like, working at that layer was a little bit hard because I didn't have all the code for that. But then Bear was able to figure it out, and then he sent me the code. So now we're trying to implement the BLE V2 thing. And if it works right, then it should be able to get this unit going. Then we also want this unit. I mean, it works fine on this one. The 1 kilogram unit works fine. It's just the 1 kilogram unit is just it's just only Artisan or the tablet. This thing. Ta-da! And this tablet, it could do something called track ROR over time and make a graph. And it's not completely ridiculous. Where the V2 can't do anything with ROR, and it has this really ugly tablet. This tablet's a little bit better, but it's not like, not great. It's still a pretty cheap tablet. I feel if you're gonna want to use your phone and not a tablet, then it'll work just fine. But eventually I do want a manual controller that will save the roast and like an A-log, and then I could like transfer that file over to my computer. But I still have all the graphs for ROR and everything. That's the dream. Okay, so hey Al, I was just talking about like the trier placement. I'm moving it away from this side because my stupid ass didn't realize it would affect the probe. as much, because if I pull it out, it's like you pull it out and the thing goes crazy. It's like I guess like a rush of cold air or something hits it, but then the probe just like freaks out, and then it's hard to get it back on track on the roast, and it looks crazy, and your graph looks wild, and it's not a good look. There's a flick and a crash, and everybody judges you. So I'm gonna try putting it on this side. So I just don't know what I'm gonna do with that hole I made. That is to be yet to be figured out. Or I could just get a big, I can make the hole bigger, and I have this really big thread, or this really big tap, and I just got to get that tap, and I'll just screw like a, what is this called? The oil plug in. Not an oil plug, but the little screw that plugs in when you do your car change oil, or you change the oil in your car. I'll put one of those in to cover up that hole. That's a big hole. That's a really big hole. I didn't realize how big I made it. But yeah, it's just gonna be off to the side and up more. And then I'll put the template out, and then people could get like a 16mm drill bit, and then pray that you'll be able to drill through it with a hand drill. This is one of the few projects where I had to use my drill press. Like I really tried hard to use my my Milwaukee handheld drill. It was not happening. You needed something to give like good pressure and oil it up. It does. Yeah, I'll show it to you while we're here. Is this still on? So I'll pull this out. The beans are there, right there, and I'll put it back in, pull it out. Sorry, it's all blurry. Then I'll put it back in, and I'll put some more beans out to you. So it does work. It'll work in that area. I really should have put it there, but it's okay. But I'm going to put the template out. I got to fix it up a bit. I want to leave less gaps out, even though this is not a convection roaster. I really don't have to worry about seals. But I'm going to release, I'm going to release the template out. The only thing is, a lot of places like Set Consent can't do this bend. But we could probably just, I don't know. We can do something to make it fit on there to hold the front panel. I'm gonna make mine tight enough so I don't have to rock the front panel, and I'm just gonna do it like this. And then I'll probably like figure a way to screw it on. The other thing too is China hasn't gotten back to me on my custom made triers. So we got a trier design, and it's basically this trier. I'll release the STL, so because I know you're not in the US, you could at least hopefully somebody can make you one, or I could send you one. Probably could just send you one too. Because yeah, but it's not going to be like the whole thing. It's going to be just this part and then an M4 in the back, so people could use their own like their own handles. You would like screw in a, I don't know, like maybe you want something wood. And I'm also doing a through hole all the way here just because I want to test out well, you might have to find a person out there, but I'll make sure to send you the STL or the step file of the trier, so you could maybe find someone that can make it for you. Or you just buy one of these. You could buy these from Kaleido, or you can make your own too. You could also make the hole bigger. It's just the 16mm diameter triers. I feel like they get the most amount of beans without touching the sides, and doesn't like leave a lot of there's still a lot of metal left over. Yeah. But I'm definitely gonna do. I think I'm just gonna do my own metal plates. I'm gonna do because we have a place called Set Consent, and I'm gonna do it through them. But they do this thing. I don't know if you know what this is. Like if you were to open up your cubine, whatever this thing is, I don't know what it is. It looks like just a flange, kind of maybe a bearing or something, but it reminds me of a flange bearing, but without the balls, and it just slides on it. But I'm thinking maybe I really don't need it, and I could just have that surface cleaned out here where it's like smooth, and I just put the rod in there. I don't know why they have this, but there's got to be a reason, right? But yeah, definitely don't do, yeah, if you're going to do your own, maybe, that's what it looks like to me. I tried looking on AliExpress and Alibaba for this part, so it's a press fit. Like I could literally like get a thing to hammer it out, and I should be able to pull it out. But I just don't know what kind of metal it is. If I wanted to make something like this, I wanted it to be stainless steel. But at the same time, do we even really need this? Because this rotates on here just fine, but I don't know if maybe there was a reason for it. I've seen these in brass, but I just don't know if brass will work well. Like if I put two different kind of metals on it, that'd be weird. Like if I put like there's a brass flange thing that could fit, and then but I'm making the plate out of stainless steel, and I don't know much about metals if that's a good or bad idea. But it's made of like bronze. It's a softer metal. I'd probably want something. I still want something like either stainless steel or maybe some kind of steel, mild steel. Yeah. Also, if you put it here, I have the chance that I had a lot of beans go like charcoal black when I put the trier in there, and I think it's because this might be absorbing a lot of heat, and then it starts to like get so hot that it burns on here, and it's right in the middle of the beans, so a lot of the beans are getting continuously heated up by it. So over here, not as many beans fall on it, and it's more dispersed out, so there's not like a lot of like a good chunk of the beans aren't going on top of it like when I put it over here. Because even when I flip it over, there's still beans hitting it at a higher rate than it would over here. Because when I put it here, I always constantly got like 3 or 4 black beans, and I was like, oh man, this is just like the V1 again. But when I put it on this side, I think I'll have less. Like a trap door, like a door that would close when you open it up. Because I thought about that too. Because right now, I have to use a guide like this, and that's a press fit. I just press fit this. This is like a KF16 vacuum guide, and it fits this perfectly. It's actually like a really perfect fit. Like it's like I was really worried about that for a while, but this is my guide pretty much for when I was on the other side. I'm just gonna switch it over there, and it gives it, I don't know, it feels like it looks nicer when it was like this, but it'll be over here. I'll have to put a sticker on this to cover it up. Yeah, nice little fit 16mm guide. So if you wanted to keep the front plate. Oh, do you have the other one? You have the stainless steel one? Oh yeah. That'd be more custom. I didn't get that one. They gave me the black one. Even though I ordered one from iTop and they gave me this one, which was really weird because this one comes from a different factory because of the front panel, but I don't know. They do sell the black ones now too, though. Oh, GZZT. Okay. I think they're the same as iTop, right? I think so. Because they sell the Cyber Roaster too. I think they just have a different name. Because I know a lot of these vendors have like different store names. So I don't know why. They just have different store names. I wonder if it might be easier for you to put a trier in. Because there's weird angles on this. There's like this funky angle and I had a drill like at this weird angle just so the holes match. And it was very annoying. It worked, but I was like, fuck, I really didn't want to mess this up. Because now it makes it like a weird downward angle. It's like, man, it might have been easier if it was just flat. I should call Vanessa and ask her for a panel. Can I just have your front panel? No reason. I'm not gonna put a trier and convince other people to put a trier. But yeah, I think for because the Cubian's so new, and if it gets more people getting it, I think I have to make a separate panel just so people don't lose their warranty. But I'll have to look up I'm still gonna look up certain options for this thing over here. My last resort will be like a custom made part, CNC'd. It's gonna cost like hundreds of bucks. So tonight, things I gotta do. I gotta fix this, probably put those out by a few millimeters, and then print this out one more time. Full. What else do I need to do? Gotta release the files for the coffin for the V1 so people could put a motor in there. Ugh. I'm wondering if I could just, because these are pretty simple bends on here. I wonder if I could just find a place to make me custom ones of these. A custom cutout. I gotta sell more V1s and V2s. I gotta actually send some out today. Oh, I don't know if you guys seen this thing or if you have a 3D printer, but I highly recommend like, I might make one for the Q bean, but this guy made this design for the V1 beans, and it like goes in here, and then you just dump your beans into the bag. Like this is like my favorite thing right now, because the amount of times I messed up putting beans in was driving me crazy. It'd spill all over the place because I have to do like weird, stupid angles like this, or dump it weird, or like do this weird little maneuver. But now I just slap this thing on there. I can hold the bag, and then I can just like slowly put some in there and then bring it up, take it out. It's really nice. The guy was nice enough to give out the files. He just doesn't want anybody to sell it. So I'll post up the file on our Discord for people who want to use it. But I think this thing's awesome. Especially the one on the Q bean. I kind of want something that I could funnel stuff into a bag. I like this so much I made two. This is out of PLA, so it came out pretty nice. If I could fit it in the box, I'll see if I could send one to people, but this thing's dope. All right. Anyways, I'm out of here. I'm gonna pick up my kid, and then I got a bunch of errands to run. But thanks for joining and staying. And I know this is one I didn't roast today, so that kind of sucks. Probably do it later. But always, I'm here. Let me know if you have any questions. Alrighty. See y'all later. What the hell? Oh, end stream. There you go. End.